What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pick Central, the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. It's a fine Thursday. We got all kinds of sports action to talk about today. And joined as always by a fun cast of characters. Marty Mush on the far left. What's up, Marty? How are you today?
How we doing? 2-0, man.
2-0?
Yep, 2-0.
Two down, 8 to go?
Yep. Extra innings last night. Cubs was a sweat. They did not want to win that game. It was tough to watch, but hey, they got it out. Going for 3 tonight.
Big Ev joins us as always. Coming right, you and Rico coming fresh out of hot ice.
Straight out of hot ice.
Good show. And we're coming off our first sweep 6-0 on last Thursday.
Damn.
Going for 6-0 again today, Mincy. You feel good.
Wow. And Rico Bosco, what's up? How are you?
What's going on? Yeah, feeling good. Do you think that's a good strategy that we don't discuss the picks beforehand?
Yes.
You talking about, what do you mean? Toward the
hot ice, yeah. No, for us. There's been times where we haven't really gone against each other. But for the most part, it's like one guy says why he likes it, and the other guy will pop in and I'll be like, all right, give me your dog. You're like, oh, I'm on the same one.
No,
it is weird that we're aligning a lot, but
you'd rather that because then you don't want to. There's nothing worse than like someone having your pick and then you're like just try and make up another pick. You know, like when you go both the same and there's different reasons, it gives better information too.
yeah, I mean it's a long season. We're gonna eventually start going against each other.
It'll happen eventually.
So y'all kind of just without even discussing it, y'all have all been on the same side? Is that
not
what
not
most?
always. I mean, it's happened before. It doesn't happen all the time. It happened last time.
Once a week here and there, mostly on a dog. Like it also is format. It's not an open. Like you have to pick an underdog. So
just
it's
like a dog of the day.
That narrows
best
it
play of the
down.
day.
You know, yeah, best bet and whatever. But yeah, I mean it's like I also think too. It's true to gambling. Like you open up the board, there's two sides. You're either taking the Mets or the Yankees. So, given the two opinions of why each guy likes it makes for compelling. You know, it works.
I mean, let's talk about what you just said. You were talking about the Mets. That you like them today.
Yeah, they're my dog of the day. They're on my card as well.
The thing is, that's the first thing I looked at this morning. I was like, all right, that's weird because they've been so fucking hot. But then it's like. The Dodgers just got swept by the Pirates.
Yes.
Which is disgusting.
But see,
what are the odds of that happening?
My counter to that was literally like the pissed off Dodgers narrative. That was the narrative after they lost the first game to the Pirates. That was the narrative after they lost the second game to the Pirates. And here it is now. I mean,
100%.
They've lost 5 or 6. Like they're just
who's pitching?
It's Gonsolin versus Taijuan Walker.
I hate Walker.
Who they both have been
3-0. He's been okay.
He's like a 2.8, 2.7.
Oh, he's been good. I just hate him.
And Gonsolin's been very good as well.
I want to go ahead and get in. We got a big promotion. We got an awesome sign-up promotion we launched today. Dave's pushing it on Twitter. So if you sign up for the Barstool Sportsbook with Can't Lose NBA promo code, if you bet $20 on an NBA Finals game and you win your bet, you get a free $200 as long as somebody scores 20 points in the game. Somebody always scores 20 points in the damn game. Yeah. It's freaking Jason Tatum and Steph Curry and Jaylen Brown and Klay Thompson. So we're basically saying is if you sign up for the Barstool Sportsbook with promo code Can't Lose NBA and you bet $20 on some finals game, if you win your bet, you're probably getting $220. I mean, NBA, are there ever games where no one scores 20? I don't feel like ever.
Doubt it. You have to look back a long time. Somebody's always going to get 20. Yeah, this is you're talking about 10x. This is a 10x bet.
Yeah, literally. I mean, it's deposit $20, you can get a free $200. And hey, a lot of action going on right now. NHL playoffs, NBA finals. We've got Major League Baseball full swing. NCAA baseball tourney also started tomorrow. Tonight, we got a live stream from the Hoboken Gambling House. I believe the finals game doesn't start till 9 Eastern.
9, yeah.
9 Eastern, but we're going to have the Celtics-Warriors game 1. And we've also got game 2 of the Edmonton Oilers and Colorado Avalanche. We'll see.
Shout out to Brandon taking the under on that one.
Yeah, it went up from 7 to 7.5 off the 8-6 game 1. I don't know if that's enough to me.
It was just I've been there. I tried to take that game 1 Edmonton in whatever series they were playing against Calgary, and I was in the same boat. Like I was like, I don't really know much, but same thing. Like, all right, they're gonna tighten up here, a little defense. No, these teams for whatever reason are just fucking scoring. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then also in the NHL note, I saw you tweeting about it. I was trying to give just riveting analysis on Twitter last night. But the Rangers, man,
unbelievable,
came out, just beat the shit out of the Lightning last night, 6-2. It's kind of like always that debate that's weird in sports where it's like, do you want to win your series early and get a lot of rest, or do you want to only have a day or two but be in like a rhythm or a routine? And the Rangers won Game 7 on Monday night in Carolina, and everybody was saying, oh, it's a disadvantage. They only get one day off, but they do have the home crowd. Tampa Bay hadn't played in 9 days, And hockey's like a rhythm sport. I mean, you can't really simulate the game speed. And Tampa looks a little rusty last night.
It does seem like, rest is better in different sports. I would think I do think the advantage is with the Warriors in rest, but it seems like the Rangers are like, all right, we're clicking. Let's just fucking play, because 9 days for Tampa Bay, a team who's back-to-back cups, definitely hurt them. Like, the Rangers are just in a rhythm that clicked. So hockey's a little weird. That's why I don't really get into it.
I don't think, besides football, I don't think every other sport I think is like better to. I mean, baseball, I guess, is with pitching, I guess. But just when you're in that rhythm in any sport, I feel like the rest thing, everyone always says, oh, they have so much rest. And it's like, does it really matter? Because they're so, at this point in the playoffs, they're like, are they going to be that tired? It's like, it's fucking Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know.
And you're at home. I mean, you're at home with that crowd.
It's just a weird thing with it.
It's not necessarily rest, but I do start to see it. And I know you ride these teams a lot in the conference tournaments. So, like, obviously everyone's playing every day. So rest, it's not the right word. But the momentum of riding these teams in momentum can definitely, like, carry. They live off momentum.
I prefer the hot hand usually.
Yeah.
I mean, even like college basketball, when the conference tournament, like you said, Boston College this year, they were horrible all year, but they played 2 games before they even got to Miami or whatever it was.
Right.
And you got to keep riding them because they have all the momentum, and that other team is sitting there like, oh, fuck, they got a lot of momentum going, even though they've had rest.
I guess the other thing, too, is like playing. So who did Virginia Tech get in the semis? Duke in the final or in the semi?
Duke in
Finals.
the final.
Finals.
Duke in the final.
Duke in the final. They got Carolina in the semi?
Yeah.
All right, so Carolina in the semi. So I don't know off the top of my head, but didn't Carolina beat Notre Dame in the quarters by 1 million?
Well, I remember Virginia Tech almost lost. They should have lost to Clemson.
Right. Well, my point of it is this:
they were like,
you got Carolina sitting there who in the quarters wins a game where they don't have to put in much effort, not a lot of pressure. And you could say that obviously they're a better team, they win like that. But Virginia Tech is playing these life or death games.
That's what I was saying. Like,
get into the
almost
tournament.
Lost, like, first round, like their first game.
It's almost like you're a little sharper because you just played in a life or death game.
You're
late game situations. Like, you know what I mean? Carolina's like, yeah, we took care of business yesterday, but we're not ready for this fucking rabid dog coming in for the next one. You see it a lot. You see it, definitely conference tournaments.
What I was going to say is just New York seems alive for the Rangers.
Oh, yeah, it's a big hockey.
This Rangers thing is.
Now, they definitely have Team of Destiny vibes right now a little bit. Like, I can just feel like the.
I mean, they were down 3-1 and they're down 3-1 to the Penguins. They win 3 in a row, and they were trailing all 3 games. Win in overtime in Game 7. They were down 2-0 against Carolina. Win the last 2. This is the first time at 1-0 they've led a series in the playoffs that wasn't just one Game 7.
And they were so disrespected. Like the Penguins series, the whole thing was like, oh, they're playing third-string goalie. Then Carolina, it was like they have no chance. Carolina is so much better. And then now Tampa's the back-to-back. I mean, obviously it's just one game, but back-to-back.
We sorry to cut you off. We see that. I'm not trying to be mean or out anyway. Is he just rich or something? Because that's a tough ticket to get right there.
Who's
that? That's Avery. It says Biz was wrong. Avery's family has had Ranger season tickets for like 40 years.
Oh, okay. So they got like priority. So they're rich.
Yeah. They're famous.
You're sitting
fans,
on the glass in fucking game like year rich.
Yeah. Well, every year too. Like that's their.
Zach goes yes.
Like yeah.
I would imagine that's his.
I mean, the guy said he would
luxury.
He would turn down $1 million to not.
It's just I don't care who.
There's
you are,
like
it's a lie.
There's a famous picture from when they won in '94 of like fans in the stands holding up "Now I can die in peace." That's like his grandpa and his dad.
So it's been 28 years.
94 was when they won a cup last.
And they can move down. Like they probably moved. They value these as their luxury. So like I'm sure like big family trips to Greece are like out. Like if you're gonna spend an extra $1,000 each year.
They probably just still
Sounds to me like they probably just do both.
Yeah, fair enough. But I'm saying
Italy in the same
trip. Just let me run to my thought of how it works.
Oh, you're wrong. If they could do Italy,
when they call the season ticket people and they're like, "Hey, we want to move down," or there's an opportunity to move down, it's going to cost you an extra $1,000, like they've moved down the years, and spend the money. So
no,
pretty close right there.
That's his dad and his grandpa and his uncles holding that sign after the Rangers won in '94.
Wow, that's freaking amazing. They're up 1-0 and they got to shut the. So there's a crazy stat that Vasilevsky, I think, is the Lightning's goalie name. He's won 17 straight games like bounce back spots in the playoffs. Yeah, that's a wild one.
That's the take I was gonna have. Like, there's no way you don't bet
Tampa in game two.
Principle wise,
it was a wake up call.
No matter what, it could be minus 600, and you'd be like, yeah, I don't care. Like if the Rangers win,
the
hats
line will be
off.
similar,
But
too.
yeah, you cannot expect them to be up 2-0.
I bet they'll only be minus like 120, 130 probably.
Yeah, the
Tampa
Rangers
Bay?
were plus 114 last night,
Yeah.
and so
I
they were,
thought they were going to be heavy.
I mean, how much you gonna make them?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't think the line's gonna change that much from game 1 to game 2.
Yeah, and they beat the
that's
shit
about-
out of them. You're right. But just momentum-wise, like, you really think the back-to-back Cup champs can go down 2-0 even on the road? I think
No, I mean, no,
for the Rangers.
I
I
think
hope I'm
Tampa-
wrong. Tampa's
no,
got to be a
no,
load-up
game two-
spot.
yeah, no,
Probably
Tampa's
a
got to
play.
be.
Especially those stats, that's a load-up spot.
Yeah, it was really important for the Rangers to win Game 1.
1,000%.
I mean, I know that they've fallen behind in the other series.
I mean, shit, they should have won Game 1 against Carolina. The guy missed a wide-open
Yeah.
net.
You think Henrik Lundqvist is like a little like, ugh, shit?
Igor
Well,
Shesterkin's the man.
That's what I'm saying.
Could be like
Freaking
Don
beast.
Mattingly. Knock on
It
wood.
honestly kind of throws me off how much Rangers fans like obsess over Henrik.
I think you know what it is though. I think it's like I mean Eli won us too, but it's like
We wouldn't feel the same way about Eli if he didn't win those Super Bowls.
No.
I
I'd still have like a heart for him. But
I
like,
think
it's not the
Henrik is
same.
better than Henrik is like I don't know. I'm not even a huge.
Henrik's kind of like
Rangers
the
fan.
opposite of Eli.
Yes, opposite. Like he's really good, but he didn't win anything. Where it's like Eli, we don't even know. he's really good. We're gonna say that. But Henrik, I don't know. Everyone's. It's like they'll die for that man. Still,
And that I don't fully understand that.
I think like the hockey fans are just so loyal in general.
I'm just
think
like a guy that you called the king with no. I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm not even like I know it's the cliche thing. I'm just not a hockey guy, so I don't think about this stuff all the time. But I mean,
Well, you know what happens
guy
when
the
you go
king
to
and
his
he has
house, right?
championships.
You know what happens when you go to his house.
what? There's no cups.
I'm not saying it. I just want to make sure you
Frank
know.
the Tank to just break it like a Kool-Aid man because there's nothing to drink out of.
I think the line of people though that are Lundqvist like stands and diehards will get off that line pretty quick to go
If they win
suck
a cup,
the Rangers.
now-
Oh, Igor wins one
That
cup. It's Igor's-
Henrik right now is standing there with 5,000 people in front of him, like in a war, and then he'll blink, and it's
Well, the thing
I got
is,
2 people in front of
with
me.
the Rangers,
Real quick, they're gonna be back off of him.
with the Rangers, you've had Richter, and then you had fucking
Yeah.
Lundqvist, pretty much, where it's like, and
Now you got
Lundqvist
Igor.
for how long? So it's just like I think it's just because they were there for so long. Yeah, now you got Igor, who's how even old is he? He's young as fuck.
I think he's really young. I think.
Early to mid-20s, I
I'll
think.
look.
Yeah.
It's good to have.
But, I mean, they might do, they got a real shot. I know it feels like their odds were so long, it was like they weren't getting taken serious.
I
most of the
totally
playoffs,
get it.
but-
It's just very similar to me of like the Celtics, how Brandon kept loading up on the Celtics in, hey, they lost, they don't lose 2 in a row. You know, I just don't think Tampa loses 2 in a row. If the Rangers do, credit to them. You take a 2-0 series, and you're playing with house money, going back down there. But I just think Tampa, I don't see 2 in a row. I really don't.
Igor's-
Little I know in hockey. I mean, God, that guy gave out that fucking series price when they were down 3-2.
Yeah.
Like this is a team who just nuts up when they
Yeah.
need to.
Before we get off hockey tonight, Colorado, big favorite over Edmonton. We will be streaming Game 2 at the Hoboken Gambling House. Over-under went up from 7 to 7.5 off 8-6. I still like over. I just think they're playing wide-open hockey. I don't think they can adjust it enough.
A lot of goal scorers.
The goalies are weak on both teams, too.
I mean, that's how the Oilers Flames series was too.
Yeah.
Like you just couldn't make it high enough. It was crazy. I think you just ride it till it misses, and when it misses, you ride it again.
I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of think.
Or even like bumping it to like you're in a worst case scenario there where like you could push because it's an even number. Well, no, I guess that happens either way. But bumping it to 8, like we talk about like getting rid of the juice. Like what would it be if you bump it from 7.5 to 8?
I think even 7.5, it's plus money.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then forget
It
it.
makes a big difference, like where it could be like 7 could be minus like 145. And
Oh,
then
really?
And then
All right.
7.5 could be like plus like 1.
Interesting. Yeah, I just think
Makes
something like.
that half goal makes.
Listen, if you think they're gonna score 1,000,000 goals anyway, just fucking bump it up. Like give yourself an odds boost. So move the line feature. Barstool Sportsbook only, best in the business.
All right,
So for the record, Igor's 26.
26. Okay. Well, I want to make sure we mention, too, Brandon Walker's out, but watch our esteemed host, Dozen Championship tonight, guys.
Yep.
7 Eastern, 6 Central. The Cinderella story. Uptown Balls making a run to the championship game as a double-digit seed. They lost a bunch of games in overtime in the year, but going into the tournament, can't say if we'd have seen, like, odds to win the Dozen, I mean, they would have been a long shot for sure. Smitty, Glenny Balls, Tommy Smokes, taking on Brandon Walker, PFT, and Fran, who got to give the experts a lot of credit, knocking out Frank and the Frankettes last night, the semifinals. Uptown Balls took care of Dave and Clem and Eddie, but championship tonight, 7 Eastern. Ken Brandon Walker, who nonstop says the Dozen is his show, Can he actually make it a show with a championship ring? I mean, it's a big night for him. You got to think experts probably coming in as a favorite tonight.
I would put the experts as a favorite.
I mean, over Uptown,
for sure.
over Uptown Balls, who's a double-digit seed. Brandon Walker, huge spot for him. He's always talks about the dozen being his show, favoring the championship game. Can they pull through tonight? Make sure you check that out. 7 Eastern to 6 Central. Dozen been getting a lot of positive press than Barstool. Dave's been talking about it a good bit.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to handle losing to Smitty well.
We shall see tonight. Can Brandon Walker become a champion, or will he regret it forever? Find out tonight, 7 Eastern on the dozen. Championship game. All right, NBA Finals, Game 1 starting tonight. I know we've talked a lot about that this week. I mean, the line's Golden State by 3.5. That pretty much means they're just making the home team 3.5, right? I mean, that means it would be like Boston by 3 or 2.5.
It's like creeping towards 4 as well. I think they smoke them tonight.
I like Golden State too.
Also, they're 9-0 at home in the playoffs.
Golden State.
The Celtics are 1-5 in Game 1.
I saw something like that. Yeah,
Celtics have kind of got some of that Rangers, like they fight back well.
I just don't see the Celtics playing well tonight.
I just I've said it a few times. I just don't think they're gonna I think they're gonna put up like a fight in games, but
I think the matchup
5 or 6. I just think it's not. Yeah, I don't think
horrible
it's
for the Celtics.
And they're just so young. They haven't been there. And I like that they got tough-minded guys. I like Tatum and I like Smart and I like Brown, but I just think they're walking into a little bit of a buzzsaw.
They're no sissies.
Who's Draymond on? Tatum, or is he on?
See, you don't know because the thing with Boston is they can play big. So I'm very curious how they're gonna I'm just curious how they're gonna match up wise. If the Warriors are gonna play Looney a lot, or how they're gonna go, because they got a lot of different ways that they can go small, big, where they can have Kuminga in and guys like that. Where, I mean, you can have the Celtics they can have Horford and Robert Williams in, and these guys they can go big. I'm curious how they're gonna.
I think that wouldn't be good for the Celtics.
I don't think so either because I think they get ran out of the gym.
Yeah,
I just don't know. I'm very curious the way that they're gonna the chess match between the two of them. I'm curious how that's gonna play out.
I mean, obviously in my opinion, the higher scoring, the more it favors the Warriors as well.
For sure.
So I think it's track meet wise. That's why
if it's in the hundreds, they win.
And that's why I think the number being 212.5, that to me it leans heavily Warriors.
I'm on I'm on the Warriors, but the 2 bets that I like with the props too are Clay and Steph over 3.5 threes. I think a lot of shots. I think they take their shots. I think they're trying to make them. What?
What's that?
They're both. One of them's plus money.
I thought you were taking
Clay.
both.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm taking Clay over 3.5, and I'm taking Steph over 3.5.
Like a parlay.
Both separate threes made.
I kind of like the Warriors team total over as well.
I hate that as well.
It's 107.5. I got it this morning. I think I might have went up to 108, maybe 108.
I think if you're betting the Warriors, you got to take the team total.
Yeah, no, I kind of think so. That's why I like it a lot. Because I almost wanted my bad minutes to cut you off. I almost part of me wanted to just literally say fuck it and take the Warriors money line. I just they're 165. I'm just lay the 3.5 if you like.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I just laid the 3.5, but I took the team total over as well.
I'm kind of buying Rico. You've been mentioning this, and I said I just feel like Clay is really finally coming back on. I mean, he missed 2 years. He came back in January. They eased him in. We saw the 8 of 16 from 3. I just feel like it's all about the peak in the finals for him. And I mean, I'm taking him 20-1. I know the Steph story, but the thing with Clay is when he gets hot, he gets freaking scorching hot.
Now his odds went up because I have him at 16.
Okay, I saw him at 20 yesterday.
I bet it last week, so
he's 20 yesterday.
I guess I didn't get the best price. But the other thing, listen, I get it. Like you said, right? How do we not give the trophy to Steph? There is a redemption kind of story and bounce back to Clay as well. I agree.
2 years.
I agree with you. Which one is more likely to happen than being like, hey, he's won 4, the guy's been their best player, like Steph gets the trophy. But if the votes are split, I could see some people leaning towards Clay as well. A little bit. I got you. It's 16. 116, one's plus 110. I'll just jump on the 16.
There's no reason to bet Steph at all.
Right.
We all are not idiots.
Honestly,
to
me, betting Steph is almost like you're trying to just get a better price in the series.
Yeah, I got Clay at 16.
To me, it's just I just think it's such a lock that if they win, he's going to win the MVP.
You know who's fucked us?
So it's almost like betting plus 100 on the series instead of minus 150.
Right.
Andre Iguodala fucked us all because then we all think that there's a chance that it's not going to be.
But it's not really that crazy because it's the Warriors' second best player at 16 to me.
No, but it's because it's almost like the reverse what Marty said, but it's the same thing. Just because that happened, Like, the guy lit up like 35, 10, and 10 on defense and got, like, that was the most ridiculous Finals MVP ever. He had no business winning that award.
No
None.
business.
Zero. And that's why I'm so adamant, like, no way they let Curry walk out without it again. No way.
I mean, unless, Clay does.
Clay just has to
So Clay would have to literally,
microwave.
to me, Clay would have to literally average like 35 a game.
And have to do it in the biggest game. So he goes for 25 and a quarter and 40 on the night.
That's the only out.
And he does it in games 1, 3, and 5. Like the decision, if it's 1-1, like I'm saying the
he'd have to go like Shaq, like literally average 35 a game, shoot like 50% from 3, like just go bonkers.
Yeah,
which he is capable of. I'm not saying he's not.
And if he does it in the swing games, like if Steph disappears tonight, and Steph disappears a game in game 3 or has an off night in game 3, like when it's a swing game, like the Celtics even it up, you go, now we're going 2-1. Well, who got us the 2-1 advantage? Clay. They tie it up again, 2-2. Who got us the 3-2 advantage? You know what I mean? Like, so I could see it. I mean, like I said, Clay heats up. I think he's the play.
On the Boston side, do y'all see any value outside of Tatum? If you think the Celtics are going to win, Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
Well, 12-1.
They're the more likely that I think it could go to a few different guys. I think Brown. If I was to bet somebody on them, I would be Jaylen Brown.
I actually hope Brown doesn't win just because I had a friend call me in the first round and said, hey, I want you to take Jaylen Brown at 50-1 to win Finals MVP right now in the Sportsbook. He goes, this line's out of control. And I forgot to get it in for him. And the next day it went to 35-1. He's like, I'm off it. Freaking 50-1 during the first round. God. Ugh. Always pays to be shopping early. But I kind of agree that what y'all said, y'all's point on Brown, though, the Celtics really don't have a chance unless he does well.
He's the X factor.
I mean, we saw it in the Heat series. When he's hot, they're like unbeatable, but when he's cold, they struggle. So I'm curious. And he
has been he's clutch to it's a lot like those, because there'll be games even there was one game in the Heat series where he played so bad in the first half, and then third quarter he just comes on strong, scores 15, because he can hit threes too, he can really heat up. And I just think they're so driven on him playing well and not.
I'm scared that I'm so confident in the Warriors.
Me too. I feel the same way.
It's growing, and I keep thinking about these matchups, and it's just I don't see how the Celtics. I can see. I know the Celtics have been playing great, but they also you look at the way they got there. They played the Nets, who has been a disaster all year. The Bucks without their second best player, still a great team. And then the Heat, who are also banged up, where it's all right, now it's time when no one's hurt on this team, and then we'll see what happens. But it's an interesting series. I'm glad it's the Celtics, not the Heat.
But I really just think as a casual basketball fan, Celtics-Warriors just does so much more than Heat-Warriors.
Yeah. The Garden is one of those that, as a basketball fan, you respect that they're involved.
They're going to show out.
Boston
fans are going to show out.
It's one of those. It's those big game places you talk about, arenas. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's what you want.
And Miami just made that finals. Well, that no one counted as finals when they lost to the Lakers 2 years ago.
I think it's a legacy thing. Kerr's a young guy. You talk about Kerr getting his 4th after winning fucking. Did he win one with this? How many rings does he have? 7?
Doesn't he have some? As an executive too. Doesn't he have some as an executive in the Spurs front office too?
Maybe.
Wasn't he part of it?
He played. He won one on the Spurs team, I think, as well.
That's what I'm asking. So I knew he had 6 with the. Oh no, I'm sorry, he didn't have 6 with the Bulls, but he had whatever he had with the Bulls. I know they acquired him late. Whatever.
Bulls, I think he won Spurs.
Did he get a 3-peat with the Bulls?
I think so.
All right, so he's got 3. He's got 4 as a player. Whatever he's got. He's got
maybe 2
potentially.
Spurs won 5. He probably has a couple.
4 now as a coach. And you look, everybody.
It's getting to Phil Jackson range.
Yeah, everybody wants to suck LeBron's dick. He's got 4 rings. Curry's could get 4. Clay could get 4. Draymond.
He's won 5 as a player.
He's won 5 as a player. Okay, so he was on those teams for longer. Okay.
So literally what he did was he won 2 with the Spurs.
Got it.
And he won 4 in a row where he won the 3 with the Bulls, and then the next year was just on the Spurs
against
and they won.
the Knicks.
And then 1 in 03 as well.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, I mean, this is just a legacy type thing. I think that the Warriors are looking at this hey man, we have another shot. One of our best guys we thought was out. He came back with a vengeance. Let's we've been here before. We got to show our experience. I think the Celtics have arrived to the party. You got to respect them. I think they do kind of make it a series. They're close in every game. I think it's Warriors in 5 or 6 at the most.
I think Boston's gonna be tough at home.
I think the Celtics blow them out one game where it's okay, maybe we're back because the Warriors do that a lot.
The Warriors, when they lose, they just go ahead and lose the whole
they check out.
I'm actually gonna alternate line Boston at home at some point in the series. I tried it that game 4 when Dallas won by 10, I had Dallas by 12.5 plus 420, thinking Golden State might tank it, and they were getting their ass beat, but then they fought back
Came
late.
back a little bit.
Golden State, remember the Memphis series when Ja was out, they lost by like 50.
Yeah.
I mean, they just
Gotta
if they're
respect
down by 15 in the third, they're
They
just
lost by
like,
50.
hell
They
no.
were like laughing with each other on the sideline. They're like, yeah, like
We'll get 'em
they got
tomorrow.
one, but we're
Right.
gonna smoke them.
Yeah, they
do-
check. They do that. That is smart to kind of check out, like why get your guys hurt? Why
this
worry
is what I
about
keep
it?
going back to. Like they've just been there over and
Yes.
over again. The Celtics have never been
You
here.
seen how many videos there have been of the Celtics of like them going crazy and like them being like, this is our first time. Kobe fucking text. What have you seen from the Warriors? Like, oh no,
Another day at the office.
Where's at the championship?
This is what they do.
That's a good point. It really
Another
is
day at the
where it's
office.
like, it's not even like they've been there before. They've been there a lot.
The other thing
This will
too,
be what they're as a core. This will be their 6th trip to the finals.
Yeah.
I don't think people are talking about Curry enough as far as like his legacy or like success. And obviously they got to win, but like, how many did Duncan end up getting?
5.
Or 5, yeah.
Duncan
5.
got 5. Okay,
The
right.
last one he was like old.
Obviously, we know Jordan got 6, but I'm talking like guys who, and LeBron's got 4, guys who carry their teams. Now going way back, Russell and Magic and Bird and all those. But like modern day, Curry's going to take the same team to 4. Like he's not out ring chase. Like he popped in here for a year.
got drafted.
Like Robert Horry. Like
They drafted him.
and he-
The Durant thing being like, I feel like it's almost like winning this year after what happened with Clay and fighting back and the couple years off. I feel like they're on a mission from God this year.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
like,
won
this is
pre-Durant, you
like-
won with Durant, and you could win post.
Right.
And post Clay missing 2 freaking
Yeah.
years.
I mean, it's
Really,
just-
that Raptors series, like they would have won that. If
I was shocked they
get
didn't win. They didn't win that one.
I mean, if
That's
just
the
without
one.
the
I know,
injuries,
yeah, I
they
know.
would have for sure.
But it's just one of those. I think like the guy has had one of the most successful careers already. Like, and
sure.
he's still got time. And the other thing I keep saying is, what is he? 30, graduated college in like 2007 or
I
2008.
guess he's like 32, maybe 33.
Yeah, around that age, right? I still think he can have. If the Warriors are not going to really blow it up, so I guess that is the way it goes. But he could have that Ray Allen type
Yeah, he can
career
hang.
at the end.
Oh, he can hang around till he's 39, hitting
the
threes,
fucking-
playing 20 minutes a game.
The-
He just turned 34.
Yeah, the Miami needs a last piece veteran. He could be Steve Kerr. The Spurs turning around. The Spurs need a piece. Hey, you're gonna go ring chase. Then he could go ring chase late and still be a game changer. Like the guy, it's a crazy career. It's very successful. Obviously, he's one of the best shooter in the game. It's interesting. I don't think people are talking about the legacy enough.
Oh no, I agree with that. I mean, just getting 4 is like a really upper pantheon.
The sick thing is he should have more.
No, that's what I'm saying. He should.
Draymond
like,
wasn't an
5.
asshole. They don't get hurt. Like we're looking at
Imagine
Jordan
6 for
range
6.
here. We're looking at Jordan range here. It's crazy.
They were like 14-1 preseason this year too.
I bought that though. You didn't know what you were going to get out.
You had no idea if Clay was going to play.
That's respectful. Like I don't think 14 is an outlandish type thing.
The thing with them too, though, is like Jordan Poole and Wiggins and like some of their guys have stepped up and given them help.
Yeah,
too.
they're modern day Spurs. Like you would see the Spurs being like, we're going to go get this guy, plug this guy in. He's successful. Like the Warriors are doing a great job as an executive, as a Knick fan who has watched them be really bad as executives. You're like, you got to tip your hat. The championships won definitely with stars, but you need guys around them, and going to get those right guys is what you need to do.
I think that's fair. A couple other things to get into today. Did anybody watch the match? The Tom Brady
A little
stuff?
bit.
I didn't really. I heard he won though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. Rodgers had a nice putt on. Like,
He did. He had a
Passover
nice
win.
putt. Nice
It
little
was
fist
okay.
bump.
It was like they
It
were.
was close, right?
Yeah, Josh Allen was horrible.
Yeah, the other thing is it's bad golf.
But I liked that. I thought I'd like it. I didn't really like it. It was boring. No one even was really talking about it either.
Yeah, I didn't tune in at all.
I wasn't into it either. I just
gotta
was
get-
curious if y'all watched it.
I just saw a little clip of Brady showing a golf ball with the Lombardi Trophy. He's like, oh, like Josh has never seen one of these. Like, hoo ha.
That's their joking now.
That's
yeah.
like the only joke they get. Like,
That's what they got.
that's
yeah.
all they
Patrick
got.
Mahomes had a good one. It was like, what's the Josh Allen's biggest fear or something? He said coin toss.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
That's
also though
good. That's like an alley-oop type play.
I feel like they have writers
oh,
working with them before,
1,000.
so
You
it's
think
like
Tom Brady's making jokes on
Yeah,
himself? That guy's a fucking robot.
listen. You really want
His
to
Twitter, you can tell his whole team.
you really want to
We
get good
fucking-
ratings.
We worked with the guy who ran his social media.
Yeah. Not a bad. I actually liked him. Good guy.
Yeah, no, he was, and he literally was like, "Yeah, I run it."
You want to work? You want to get ratings? Put it on HBO or pay-per-view, and give me Jordan versus Barkley with Jordan with fucking 9-foot cigars hanging out of his mouth, calling each other motherfuckers,
Like,
handing cash to each other. Like,
How has
that's
John
what's
Daly
gonna-
not been like?
That's the Give me Daly. Give me him. You know, give me Jordan. Give me Barkley.
even
Give me shit talkers. Give me
Derek
something-
Jeter, who literally they had a little golf outing, and they were talking about like how they gambled on every hole, and like that's just like also Jeter being on Twitter is great.
Yeah, I saw that.
Need him on there.
I saw that. He's on there now.
It's like he just went so off the grid. God bless him.
Yeah, well, he was,
Is he still on the Marlins?
was corrupting the Marlins and giving
he's-
Yankees
No, he
back-
just- I mean-
backroom deals.
I mean, they made the playoffs when he was there.
So he doesn't own the Marlins anymore?
No, he was like the president. He's not
That
the
Stanton
president
trade, I don't really have a leg to stand on with that anymore because that Stanton trade turned out like he gave up a bag of balls. You guys gave up a bag of balls.
Yeah, we took on his
For
contract.
it.
We took on his contract.
Contract hasn't been worth it. Yeah, I thought he was going to be a home run.
It's been
It hasn't
it's a
definitely. It's
bad-
not lock solid. That's
It's
all.
only been a couple of
He
years.
gets hurt, but he gets a bad rap when he
Yeah.
like hits pretty well.
I mean, he gets streaky. Like he
Hurt-
goes on a
he's
little
hurt a
bad
little
streak.
bit.
People are like, oh, he struck out.
Right.
But I mean, all the like he's hitting he's had monster years as well.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up Syndergaard's in perfect game.
He got lit up, didn't he?
What was it? 19 straight hits.
What? I knew he got
Something
lit.
like that with the Yankees.
We talk about it all the time on hot ice. Like he's just fucking nuts.
He's soft.
He got
He's
more,
obsessed with the
he's
Mets.
more of it in his head than thinking about baseball.
Yeah, and they were in that. And if you notice, now I'm doing even more investigative work. Remember when they were like one game out? We were like, hey, you're in a playoff race when it first started. They're now 4 or 5 out. Like Houston has the Angels.
Oh yeah.
Like all this started.
Well, Houston also they've been on an unreal run.
That's totally fine. But him acting up has definitely coincided with you guys sucking and him getting killed.
Oh yeah, I mean he's not who he
I
thinks.
say you guys meaning the Angels.
He's not like he thinks he's big bad Thor. Like,
Yeah,
he's
it's
not.
what's weird is like that the Mets, we didn't really like go after him. It's a 5.5 game lead. Like we didn't really go after him. It wasn't like a lot of negative. We were like, all right, you went and got your bag. We couldn't make it work. Like, all right, you know.
I feel like
I don't think the Mets are really attacking him. He's
I feel like
attacking
Mets fans
us.
were more mad at like Cohen for not matching it.
Fair, but he,
At the time at least.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not. He's coming at us and he's obsessed with us.
The Mets are
weird
big having like nicknames for people that don't deserve it yet. Thor, the fucking Matt Harvey wearing what was he? The
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, where and he's just
All be
and he's
dead.
that fucking one oak till 9 a.m. So
What?
And holding in
Yeah.
his peas.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he was like at the club for till so long. The Mets are
models.
big on nicknames that don't.
They just anoint him the second they walk out.
They're starving for success. Yeah.
And I
They
will,
just saw the Syndergaard's long hair. They're like Thor.
yeah.
It's 99.
People dressing up. They used to have people with grown men in the fucking back.
They have the best pitcher in baseball, and they don't have a nickname for him.
No.
What do y'all think about Ohtani against
Keep it that way.
the Ohtani? We got day baseball 105 start. Angels are plus slight underdog plus 102.
Gonna say, if you ever told me that Shohei Ohtani was pitching against Nestor Cortez
wasn't
and
the
we
story.
were a favorite and we were the story is crazy. And I'm hammering the Yankees.
I've already smashed the Yankees game 1.
Yeah.
Ohtani's great, but his record's not great.
He's not as good of a pitcher as people like.
I'm
I've
starting
been
to
saying
get
it for
that.
like 2. Like he's good. He's a very good pitcher. He's not.
But he's not known because
He's not this like lights out ace that everyone like. He's like a 3.3 ERA guy. He's very solid, but he's
You
not
get
like.
an extra.
He also just hits 40 home runs.
That's the thing.
Which is
But that's the
fucking
thing, his hitting
phenomenal.
is what makes
But
him-
I'm saying strictly
pitching-wise, like, you gotta
strictly
break,
pitching.
But
He's
it doesn't-
good, not great.
But you
Could be a
know-
Decky Nomo in 5 years.
You know it doesn't matter though. If you can have a 4 ERA if you're still hitting 40 bombs
No
and
doubt.
being pretty good.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna be
He's
talked
very-
about as one of the
as
best
a,
pitchers.
just a strictly a pitcher. He's good, not great.
100%.
he might be
Very solid.
He might be overvalued. His lines are probably overvalued.
Yes.
Just 'cause his
No,
name.
they are.
Yeah.
They
That's
are.
why Nestor has been lights out. If you're giving me him minus
Sub
120,
2, dude.
like he's like a 1.5 ERA right now through like 10 starts. Like he's been unbelievable.
Is there any kind of stats? Does Ohtani does he hit worse or better when he pitches? Is there like anything to that?
I don't.
I wonder if like he's
looked
like
into that.
is that
I've been a big over the last couple of years. I always like try to fade him when he pitches. Like just in general, like 'cause
he's overvalued.
I
'cause
just
his name?
think he's
overvalued.
overvalued. Like when he pitches, I always try to fade him.
He's definitely overvalued.
Okay. That makes sense. I know that's day baseball. I always like the Thursday, the getaway day.
Oh yeah.
You got any more day play?
I like. I want to see where you guys sit on this. I like, especially in the summer. I like when the Mets are out west for those late games. I feel like that's a little bit of a treat
to stay up later.
Yeah, you go past your bedtime.
Yeah.
But more so like you can keep your eye on the games casually, or like whatever. You're going out to dinner, you're in the pool, like, and then all right, 10 o'clock is game time. I'm done with my day. You're not battling dinner at 6 o'clock into 7 o'clock. Like I just like, and it's also the Dodgers have been really good. So like, and those parks are nice, like San Diego, the Giants, Arizona. I like going out there and like I don't know. I like the 10 o'clock game. Especially when it's the Dodgers. And
I can tell you what I don't like is that the NBA takes like 8 days in between games.
And they actually were better. What was interesting was they actually were better about it this year's playoffs than they've been in a while. I mean, look, the NBA Finals are starting. The NHL just started their conference finals.
That's I think because they
started the season a little later. I think.
I also think the NHL goes to Game 7 every fucking series, so it's like that. The NBA was so sometimes quicker series, and they don't wait for everyone to be done. They start right away. So it's like I think that has to do with it. But the NHL playoffs are always fucking long, always. But the NBA, who's this wearing a Warriors Draymond Green jersey?
Is that one of the interns you declared war on, Rico?
I didn't. Everyone's giving me a fucking bad rap. I gave him an opportunity. I said, "Who's got a winner?" Nothing. Guys, who's got a winner? Nobody's got a pick. Nobody's got a pick. Nothing. I was like, all right, last chance. Walked away. They said nothing.
They introduced themselves to you?
No.
I think they should.
One kid pulled a power move. He said, "Who are you?"
That's
respect that.
I don't
actually
respect
I gotta
that
respect
at all.
that too.
That's
I
me.
respect it. Yeah.
I think last year they came in with so much fire, and a bunch of them got exposed for it. That this year they're all very timid and don't want to say anything.
They don't want to be the Travie guy,
right?
And I like Travie.
Travis got a job.
No, and I like Travie, but you don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be the guy that gets pulled on day show first.
Which they made it
You don't
through
wanna be
this
that
week's
guy.
episode.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get pulled in.
Well,
I think
Dave's
we're doing
not,
it on the act
Dave's
today.
not here, so it doesn't matter. Like if Dave was here, they would be more.
I don't. But the Travis thing, he was remote.
Yeah, it was at TikTok, wasn't it?
Eddie showed him the TikTok on Dave Portnoy's show.
Yeah, and then they had him on.
I would have never. I was so nervous when I was an intern here. I threw up at
It's a lot.
Starbucks before my first
a lot.
day.
Really?
Different
Yeah.
now.
Okay, we got Coley. All right, we got Coley Mick joining us to talk some Celtics-Warriors, previewing Game 1 of the finals. Coley, how are you doing, bud?
I can't believe I have to sit here and listen to Yankees fans chirp Mets fans about giving away nicknames too early. They put out fucking Joey Gallo shirts before he even got to Yankee Stadium.
He doesn't have a nickname. He's just Italian.
What does that mean? He's a pervert?
Coley, you know we like our Italians around these.
Yeah, we like
parts.
Italians.
We love a good
Well, maybe
vowel.
they should be better at baseball. Have you tried getting a good Italian?
We're
Rizzo's pretty good.
Hey, we're a
Gallo stinks.
They love these.
Steven
Francisco
baseball.
Cervelli. They got all the good ones.
Holy, how does it feel that the
Pirate
Celtics have
legend.
no chance?
What does that mean, Marty?
It was pretty clear there. It's going to be over
Why
5-6
do you think
games.
they have no chance?
It'll be.
You've won 2 baseball games in a row. I don't know why you think you can handicap basketball all of a sudden.
Hey, 2 in a row. Thank you for seeing it. But
yeah, no, I mean, listen, if you're putting on Warriors tonight, that's snapping it too, friend.
No, I was going to, and I was like, I don't want my comments to go on fire. So I'm gonna go back to my normal baseball game. But yeah, it's gonna be. Do you think they win tonight? Honestly.
Yeah, I do. I don't think this is going to be a long series, to be honest with you. I think
Really?
it's over in
You,
5.
you like Celtics in like 5 or 6?
Yeah, I mean, 6. If the longer it goes, the more nervous I'd be. I think it's not going to take too long. I think they'll time off. I wish we didn't have to play Game 7 against the Heat. That was annoying because I need Robert Williams getting as much rest as possible. And like you guys were just talking about with the schedule, all these games off in between finals games is only going to benefit us more than them. When the reason these last 2 series went 7 is because Robert Williams is so banged up. Robert Williams is our 3rd best player. I don't care what anyone says. He's all year. The reason we became who we are is because of him in the middle. Draymond's been talking about him nonstop. That's who they're most worried about. If he's healthy, this is going to be quick work.
Real quick, Coley, why do you think that the rest in between favors you when the Warriors are a little bit older?
because of our injuries. Marcus fucked up his ankle against the Heat. Robert Williams had knee surgery late in the year, and then he banged knee to knee with Giannis, who's kind of like a brick rhino, so that didn't help. Robert Williams, these every other day games in the conference finals were dreadful for us because we just had no chance to rest at all.
Actually, do you think it evens out though that the Warriors are a little, like I said, a little bit older? They're getting the rest as well.
I think they're more a rhythm team though. I don't think they're even like. I think like
that's
them.
what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, all right.
Back to like them 1 day rest, like they're ready to go again. Like them taking off 3 days and just like kind of gets them out of rhythm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not me agreeing with you, scumbag. That's you're doing your thing again.
Being correct.
Oh, you're doing. You know how to get in my head to switch me to the Celtics. It's not. You can't be serious. You think
Marty? It's not exactly some steel trap that I'm picking this crazy lock to get into that brain of yours.
You really think 5 games, bro?
Get good odds on that on the Barstool Sportsbook, I'm sure.
You think the Celtics win in 5?
This is the series the team and the fan base has been looking for 5 years now. There's no one who's played this team as well. I understand it's the regular season, but there's no team who's played them as well in Golden State, in Boston, since Steph Curry and Klay got there. I mean, even when Rondo was on the team, we were giving them problems. Like, that's how long I've been waiting for this matchup. Anything less than raising a Larry O'Brien in 5-6 games from now would be a tremendous disappointment.
How do you think they use Marcus Smart defensively on Curry or Klay? What do you think that strategy will be?
I mean, I really think it depends on the health of Rob. Obviously, we have Al Horford, so that helps a lot too. But if all 5 of our guys are good to go, yeah, he's going to be glued to Steph's hip pretty regularly. I'm more worried about Poole than Steph with him, honestly. Poole's so much shiftier. Obviously, Steph's one of the best players in the league. I'm not saying Jordan Poole's better, but Marcus historically struggles more with like shorter, quick guys than Steph, who is just gonna he runs around like JJ Redick at Duke, like it's crazy. He's just sideline to sideline. But Marcus is okay with that. We need to box out. I'm most worried about Kevon Looney on the offensive board. It's like the reason we lost to the Bucks in what was that, game 5 or 4? Was because we couldn't box out, and Looney was a monster last series against the Mavs. So if you're giving the Warriors 2-3 shots on a possession, they're not the Miami Heat. They're going to hit those shots. You can't give them life.
Well, Coley, that's what I was going to ask you about. Like, what do you think? I brought up earlier, like kind of the chess match between the two of them of like going big versus like small. So you think the Celtics are going to get the better end of that going bigger?
Yeah, I mean, it's something they talked about a lot in the Miami series, like how much bigger we were than the Heat. Like, we do have length, but we're crazy athletic. Like Al Horford's our like quote unquote slowest guy, but that's because he's 47 years old. Like, he's still pretty spry, and we had him on rest all regular season. Like, we're the more athletic team in this series, so I don't know that our size is an impediment like it has been for other teams who have tried to beat the Warriors in the past. Like, the Cavs were bigger, but they were slow. So I don't like our length is huge. Draymond keeps talking about the length. They're worried about our defense, and I think they're trying to take it as. I don't think these are going to be high scoring games. Like, I think this is going to be a pretty ugly series.
MVP market wise is for you guys. Obviously, you think the Celtics can win. Is this Tatum or bust, or do you see, like you talked about the defense? Do you see a Marcus Smart game coming out of somewhere? Robert Williams,
Williams is 500 to 1 to win NBA Finals.
Yeah,
Sportsbook right now.
Jaylen Brown. Like, what I'm saying is, you guys are going to grind it out to win these games based on what you're saying. Like, do you see anybody else value-wise MVP, or is it Tatum's going to carry you? He has to be on. There's no way you win if Tatum doesn't go off.
Ever since they gave Iguodala that MVP, the voters have kind of just defaulted to giving it to the best player, regardless of how the series goes sometimes. I mean, I think we saw that in the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Not to say Tatum was undeserving, but going into Game 6, I didn't see anyone saying, like, oh, this is Tatum's. It was mostly Al Horford's, and he just didn't put up scoring numbers those last 2 games. I think Jaylen outscored Tatum in 4 or 5 games that series, and he wasn't even a consideration. So I understand the logic. I do think if we're going to win, it's going to be Jaylen who's getting that scoring boost, because I do think they're going to throw a lot of attention at Tatum. So that would be the only guy I'm like really interested in, since he is kind of that second star. I don't. I've seen a lot of people talking about like Smart, Horford. I've seen some Wiggins talk on the other side. If the Warriors win, they're giving it to Steph. I don't care if he gets injured in game one. They're going to give it to him to end that narrative. For us, I really wouldn't go too much lower than Jalen, even if someone else is more deserving in the end of it.
So you don't think it's worth $5 on Robert Williams at 500 to 1 to win 25?
Oh yeah, I mean $5. Yeah, $5 bet on.
$2,500 for 5. Damn.
Pritchard.
Yeah, every player on the series thought for 5 on.
Pritchard.
Last thing, Coley, because Big Ev brought it up, and sorry taking it, Big Ev, but just like to talk about.
Hold on, Marty. Hold on.
What are you saying,
Smitty sitting right there? Is Smitty sitting right there?
Oh, it's Marty, Ev, Rico, and me.
No, I thought I heard him when I first called in. All right, sorry. Continue.
All right. I know you deserve to yell at him too. Big Ev said about like how the Warriors have been here so many fucking times, Celtics haven't. Does that worry you a little bit?
No, coming into the playoffs, I was trying to remind people like the Celtics are a young team. This was Jalen's 4th Eastern Conference Finals. Marcus's 5th. Tatum's 3rd, something like that. They're pretty battle tested. Obviously not this stage, this deep. They haven't been, but they are so online. Like they couldn't be more of a posters team. Like they see everything. They read everything. They hear everything. Ever since that Tatum and Jalen can't play together shit, they do not care what round it is. They don't care that it's Golden State. Like they are so cauterized by hatred for the media, for anyone who's not wearing green and white. I don't think it matters what round it is. Now, if they come out flat in the first quarter tonight, that wouldn't shock me. Will they get that turned around pretty quickly? Yeah, I think so. But I don't think it's something that like game 5, they're going to be like out of gas or lost or horrified or anything like that. I do think it's going to take them a lot of effort to close out the series because we have struggled with that the last 2. But I also put a lot of that stock into the fact that Robert Williams really hasn't been healthy and out there, and I'm banking on him stepping up here. I think he is. I think he's ready.
I mean, obviously you like the Celtics in the series. Plus 135, you think it is a good price in the Barstool Sportsbook?
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors deserve to be favored, I suppose. But second half of the season, like, there really wasn't anyone touching us. There really wasn't. It was the only team who gave us true problems this year was Dallas. And they're not here now. So I wished it was the Suns. I really wanted to play the Suns because I would love to sweep Chris Paul out of the finals, but they couldn't even make it out of the second round, so that sucks for them.
You really put a lot of stock in regular season games?
For sure. I mean, that's where you learn how to play together. I mean, we had a new coach, first year, new system, new defense, new starting 5, new point guard. Like, there was a lot to work out this year. And, like, does a February game against the 76ers where we beat them by 50 points really mean anything in the long run? No.
I guess I meant more. Yeah, I guess I meant more the regular season games against the Warriors specifically.
No. That's just more. I mean, when they're going for a record-setting 73-win year, like, yeah, I do put stock into that. This year, when Steph didn't even play in one of the games, do I put a ton of stock into that? No. I think it's just more historically their strengths and their weaknesses and our strengths kind of line up to the point where I've always felt pretty comfortable going up against them.
Makes sense. Here's my last question. What does this do for my guy Brad as far as a coach?
I mean, he's looking like the best GM in the league right now. So I don't know.
To his core, he was a fucking basketball coach, and he's never going to win one on the sidelines.
Suck him off any day of the week.
I would. I love the guy.
He talks about him.
No, his first date with his wife. He took her to a high school basketball game.
No,
fucking committed. I told you that story, or you read it?
You told us 10
a million
times.
times.
All right, fine.
The fucking guy.
I just like to know when I'm bothering Ev this way. Then
No, you're not bothered. I just heard the story before.
all right, fair enough. So I mean, Coley, what does this do though? Because I said he's the best, but he gets the 2 championship games, loses, gets there with the Celtics, or gives it up with the Celtics, and then they finally win.
Yeah, I mean, Brad's been pretty integral to this process. Ainge too. Like, both of them are going to get their credit when if it comes to fruition in a week and a half. I don't think he cares at all. I think he's happy. He's the one who was behind the Ime hire. Like, his fingerprints are still all over this. I understand he's not on the sideline. But Brad, too, as great of a coach as he was, he did have his flaws. He had no idea when to take a timeout. He had no idea when it was time to yell at a ref to get them back on our side. He had some flaws, and I think it took Ime coming in here, yelling at them constantly and getting them to focus. And that's something that Brad, he was just too familiar in that locker room. Like, he had already established who he was. He couldn't turn it at that point. They all still love him. I mean, after they clinched against Miami, he was the first one to greet them in the tunnel. They all gave him a hug. Like, he still has his fingerprints all over this team. I don't think it's like, I don't care about Brad Stevens' coaching legacy. I care about this win. I don't. That's very low on my list of cares.
Yeah. I was just that's nice you dismissed me like that. But I was just giving like another storyline. That's fine. You've been on for 25 minutes. I'm sure you're getting irritated. All right, Coley.
I think that might be like a storyline 25, Rico, and it's for
Rico's storyline.
All right, it's
definitely right up there.
I do have a chair on the show. I thought you would at least respect the questions as a guest, so we brought you on. That's okay. All right, no problem.
So I gave it what a 55-second answer.
Yeah, you good. You did good. Good. But you spent 30 saying how bad a question was. That's all good. Listen, you're the editor, man. I can't go at you. I got to keep getting my blogs pumped.
You can, Rico. Rico, you can always come at me if you want. I mean, it didn't stop you from yelling about Danny Almonte.
No. Yeah, you like him, right? It's not whatever.
Love him.
I like Almonte, too.
Me too.
That's
He
too
was
fun.
14 pumping hitters past 13-year-old.
Speaking of which, after the finals, whatever, either way it goes, make sure you get out there and start scouting these All-Star tournaments. Let me know who I should be looking at.
Yeah, I'll let you know who's coming out of the New England regional.
I expect it. I really do. Thank you, Coley.
Coley, thanks for joining us on Pick Central. Game 1 tonight. We got a live stream from Hoboken, 9 Eastern. We're going to be streaming Big Cat, whole crew. I believe all of us going to be. Rico, you going to be able to make it?
Yeah, I'll make it.
Rico making it tonight. Just
school night. It's tough.
Hey, man, I respect it. 9 Eastern live stream. Also, don't forget the promo. If Can't Lose NBA, you deposit $20 in the Barstool Sportsbook when you sign up. You get a free $200 if you bet 20 on one NBA Finals game. You win your bet, and somebody scores 20 points in the game. So basically, if you win a $20 bet on the Finals, you're getting $220. Is pretty much what the promotion is saying. Let's get to our picks. I know Mr. Walker won last month. He's not here today. We'll start with Marty Bush.
I did go 4-0 last night.
And your best bet's 2 in a row.
Yep. I got the Warriors minus 3.5. I got the Giants. I got the Yankees game 1 and the Cardinals. Big F.
Fine one. I had a lot of similar on there. I got the Yankees game 1. I'm also on the Cardinals. I got the Braves Rockies over 11. I
love that.
I can't stress how much I love that play. That's my best play. I got the Mets money line plus 145. And I'm on the Warriors minus 3.5. I just think they win this game big. Coley kind of just scared me the way because I know, like, he's a homer, but I know he knows basketball.
He does.
And I appreciate his basketball analysis. He knows basketball ins and outs, especially NBA, a little better than I do for sure. But I still like the Warriors in the series. But he's making me tread a little bit.
You got the hit parade also. It's placed
and the hit
at
parade as well,
160,
160.
What was the hot ice today in the play?
Mine,
Best
my
bet.
We all do different ones. I thought y'all did like
we do like a best bet and a dog of the day each, and then we have our hit parade.
Okay.
So what was your best bet?
Rockies
Over,
Braves over 11.
Okay. Rico, what you got today?
I'm on the Giants as well. I think that's a principal play as far as a plus sign against them. I'm on the Giants. We mentioned Curry over 3.5 threes, Thompson over 3.5 threes, Warriors minus 4 is what I gave it out at. And my best bet is hold your nose. It's the Reds minus 137. This is not so much a play on the Reds. The Nationals are.
They've been playing a lot better.
They're 9.
They had that awful start. They've been
talked
decent.
about it. I think that they were going to have a winning month in May. They're okay in May. They're 9-12 at home. The Nationals are checked out. They don't care. Fade the Nats. Reds minus 137. I'm 9 of 11 in my best bets on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:30.
There you go. I actually went 3-0 last night, too. It's a rare one for me. I got Golden State by 3.5 tonight. I'm adding Klay Thompson 20-1 to win MVP. I get the Steph narrative, and it's probably true.
Woo.
The thing with Klay. And I went ahead and posted some regional picks for college baseball and NCAA tournament because tomorrow There's freaking like 32 games or something tomorrow, so I'm going to do my picks in individual games. So we got some long shots. LA Tech plus 320 in the Austin Regional. Ole Miss plus 170. Not a homer pick at all in the Miami Regional. Oklahoma plus 260 in Gainesville. Texas Tech plus 235 at wherever the hell, Statesboro, Georgia Southern, and Southeast Louisiana is my super long shot at plus 1550. They're the 4th seed in the Auburn Regional. College baseball NCAA tournament starts tomorrow. I'm pumped about it. We're going to have Twitter Spaces, 5 Eastern today. Come on, come off. If you want to talk some college baseball gambling, we're live on the Barstool Sportsbook. 9 o'clock tonight. Oh, yeah, and I have the over in the Oilers-Avalanche. So that looks like a Smitty card.
Want to say the college basketball yesterday, we didn't talk about it because no one really cares yet, but Timmy coming back, Sasser coming back.
Timmy's coming back?
Yeah.
He's such an annoying fuck.
Timmy is such a loser. I don't care. Gonzaga's AD, whatever they call him. What do they call him again?
SID.
SID, like, emailed us back being like, Marty hasn't had nice words about Timmy. I don't know if he wants to come on. And I'll stick by it because that guy, go away. Get the fuck out. But North Carolina is going to be fucking so good.
Yeah, they are.
Carolina's got a little. They're better, but they got a little UCLA vibes in them of like
long shot got hot. Now everybody's treating them like they're top 5.
Don't get me wrong. They're very, very, very good. And we're very good friends with Baycott. But
an asshole for that.
Dozen Championship, 7 Eastern tonight. Walker and the Experts against Uptown Balls and Smitty. 9 o'clock Eastern, live stream from Hoboken for the NBA Finals. Join us. Stay tuned. The Yak is up next.